Hello! Grab your headlamps, children, because we're going spelunking for LenTalk requests in new Pokemon Snap, the cave. So that's exciting! I've never been in a cave. There's lots of equipment that you need to bring along when you go spelunking, and I have no clue how it's actually physically possible to put it all in one little backpack. But luckily, we're 10 years old and we're in this like magical hovering machine, and so we don't need any of that. All these requests were completed on level 3, and so let's just speed on through this first section here. You see this Geodude that glitches through on the left side of the wall. Make sure you hit it with a fruit, and as it's climbing, take a picture because that will complete the Take a Good Hard Look LenTalk request. Pan down and you see the suspicious Gengar portal. Throw an orb into it and Gengar will poke its head out and say, any kind of mischief I can get into over here? You say, yes ma'am, so throw an orb at Croagunk and Gengar will walk its little booty over, and as Gengar gives Croagunk a nice big lick, snap a picture because that will complete the Gengar the Prankster LenTalk request. Now pan over down to your right, you see this little meeting of the minds. So hit the Crystal Bloom with an orb, play a melody, and then hit the Crystal Bloom again. The Clefairy will float up in the air. Snap a picture of them as they're doing that, and that will complete the Clefairy by Moonlight LenTalk request. These Croagunk down here that are making noise, hit the middle, then the top, then the lowest one with a fruit, and then play a melody. They will laugh, and as they float up in the air by their balloon cheeks, snap a picture because that will complete the Croagunk Chorus LenTalk request. Whew. All right, we did a whole bunch of them all in one little section there. So nice job, people. This Crobat, keep an eye on it. This Crobat, keep an eye on it. We'll be back for you two. But Goodra wants to have a little, Goodra wants to have a good time. So hit this hidden Crystal Bloom with an orb, and it will turn into like a rave dance party. Goodra will start dancing, loving it. Snap a picture because that will complete the Having a Goodra Time LenTalk request. As we come into this final section here, you pan over to your right, and there is a Crobat that will be flying by in between these stalactites. So throw a bunch of fruit and make sure you hit it with one of them, and that will essentially injure it. Very rude of you, but we will come back to him in a second. So this Hydreigon, play a melody, and that will trigger Hydreigon to go down by the water that we will be coming to in a second. But as you're coming down this little path here, there's a Rampardos that is just kind of suspiciously roaming around this open area. What you need to do is throw a trail of fruit all the way over to this hidden Gengar portal that's on this wall. As he follows that path, Gengar will pop out, taunt Rampardos. Rampardos will ram into the wall. Snap a picture as Rampardos hits the wall because that will complete the Anger Outlet LenTalk request. Throw a fruit down for this injured Crobat and snap a picture as it's eating because that will complete the Crobat Touches Down LenTalk request. Lastly, you need to feed this Hydreigon, so throw a fruit into the water. Hydreigon will grab it. As it's grabbing it, you snap a picture and that will complete the Hydreigon Berserk LenTalk request. So mad. Why are you so mad? I'm giving you food. Like, chill out, bro. Anyway, go ahead, let those all get logged by the professor, and then you can restart the level. As we come into our second run here, we're just going to fast forward through that first part because not really anything much to do there just yet. So you remember those sleeping Crobats? Here they are. We got to deal with them now. So hit the first one with an orb and then pan up to the second one and play a melody. Gengar will pop out, scare the Crobat, wake it up, and by doing that for both of them, that actually opens up an alternate path. You know how we love alternate paths here. So as you're coming along here, you can go ahead and scan. The Crobat that are now awake are distracting these Rampardos, so it's now a safe path. You can, this wasn't a safe path before for this 10-year-old girl, but now it's a safe path. So take this alternate path, and as you're coming down here, there's another Goodra. Love Goodra. If you play a melody, it'll dance. I love that for it. But really, focus on this Crystal Bloom. Hit it with an orb. These Drifloon will pop open. Not pop open. They will puff up. What a weird thing to say. They'll pop open. No, we don't want any Drifloon to pop open. That would be very bad for them. They will puff up. Take the picture as they do that because that will complete the Drifloon Puffed Up LenTalk request. Okay, so here we are again, little deja vu. As we restart the level, there is a Pumpkaboo on your left. Hit it with an orb. Oh, what are these Gengar that are doing? They're conspiring against something. Anyway, focusing, so there's another Pumpkaboo that's going to be on your right, very far off in the distance. Turn to your right, hit it with an orb, and that will trigger them to all collectively get together and get ready for their LenTalk request in the end of the level. If you missed it in that first opening, you can get that second one as you get a little bit closer to the exit of this first section here. As you enter in the second section, go ahead and pan up to your left because there's another Pumpkaboo that's hiding up there. You can hit that with an orb, and that's number 3. All we gotta do is find a 4th. I love that this little Clefairy is so unfazed by Gengar. You know, it was probably being super mean, but you know what? Clefairy's been through it. She's like, girl, if you would know the things that I've seen, you ain't touching me, okay? So take this alternate path. Essentially, this opens on level 2 of the stage. So as you come down here, you see these Geodude that are headbutting each other. You see some sleeping Crobat. You know, I wish I could just sleep all the day, all the time like they do. But really, turn around and you will see a Pumpkaboo. Make sure you hit that with an orb, and that will get you all set for the last section of this stage. As you come through here, you're going to see a couple of other Pokemon. This Mawile, 2 Carbink. There's going to be another Mawile that is preventing you from going down like this 18th alternate path. We will deal with them in a second. So speed right on through, turn to your right, you see this sleeping Sableye, yet more Pokemon sleeping. Snap a picture of Sableye sleeping, and that will complete the Sound Asleep LenTalk request. As you come on through here, throw an orb directly at this section of the rock, and that will trigger a Vivian to pop out and fly out. As you're coming down here, there are some Carbink that are along the wall. Make sure you hit all of those with an orb, but there's a tricky one that's kind of behind a rock, so hit as many as you can. These Noibat, get one to be triggered by a fruit, and as the one comes over, Carbink, this isn't for you. Like, what is your problem? Get out of here. So Noibat, once Noibat comes by the fruit, it will do this supersonic scan, and just to make sure that it's ripe and be like, you know what, I only shop at Whole Foods, snap a picture of the Noibat doing that, and that will complete the Noibat's Refined Palate. Also, you want to snap a picture of the big Pumpkaboo because that will complete the biggest Pumpkaboo of all LenTalk request. Make sure you get that hidden Carbink with an orb and then play a melody. That will trigger this Diancie to come out of hiding. It will go ahead and create this beautiful pink gem out of nowhere. As the gem explodes, the Carbink will dance. Make sure you snap a picture of those Carbink dancing because that will complete the Gem Royalty LenTalk request. Whew. That was a lot in one section, but hopefully you did it. I did it, which means if I did it, you can do it. You can do it. All right, let's restart one more time and take this alternate path again. In fact, this time we actually need to open up the alternate path of the alternate path. It's like alternate path inception. Obviously, my favorite thing in the world. Oh, more sleeping Pokemon. Hey, Croagunk, how you doing? Catching those Z's, having a good time. All right. Coming through this last section here, the initial time that we saw the Carbink and the Mawile, you need to hit all 3 of those with an orb. After you do that, Diancie will come jumping around, hopping around the corner. It's more of a hop, it's not really a jump, hopping around the corner. And so hit Diancie with an orb, and so that essentially will trigger Diancie to go ahead and explode this pink aura into the world, which is very lovely. Snap a picture as it's doing that because that will complete the Myth of the Cave LenTalk request. Now, Mawile is distracted, feed it a fruit and snap a picture as it's eating because that will complete the Look My Way LenTalk request. Because you coaxed it with some food, you can take this alternate path here. As you come into this final section, there's a Joltik that is just hopping around in the middle of the section. What you need to do is throw a couple of fruit so that it follows over to the left lower corner of the screen, which is where a Jolteon is hiding. So Joltik Joltik will hop on over. You keep your camera on Joltik, because what happens is Joltik then jumps on top of Jolteon, and Jolteon jumps out of the bush. Snap a picture of Joltik specifically, because that will complete the Joltik Adjoined LenTalk request. You subsequently need to throw a trail of fruit along the wall, and Jolteon will follow it. As it follows this trail of fruit, it will find a Pumpkaboo and pause and be like, ooh, spooky, spooky, I don't want to deal with that. Throw an orb at the Jolteon and snap a picture as it lets out this electric charge, because that will complete the fur standing on end LenTalk request. What are these electric needles? I still can't figure this out. Oh, Sleeping Geodude. Yeah, great. Okay, wonderful. Oh, that's it. Actually, whoa, hey, we did it so quickly. Excellent job. I'm glad you joined today. Hope you catch us on the next one. Have a good time. Bye. Don't get stuck in a cave. Okay, bye.
What?